For more than 2 decades, there is an issue within the aviation industry, an issue that should have remained one of the industry's best-kept secrets. It is an issue with the design of jet engines and the way aircraft cabins are pressurized. And it is a growing concern for almost all airlines and all makes and models of aircraft. Most passengers are not aware that the air they breathe aboard flights comes straight out of the engines and that this air can be toxic. A fume event is when the cabin air gets contaminated by engine oil fumes. Pilots can don their oxygen masks, but there is little passengers can do at 38,000 feet. The problem is in the synthetic jet oil. It contains toxic ingredients, which at any time can be released from inside the engine and into the cabin air. The air you breathe aboard your flight. Two manufacturers dominate the multi-billion-dollar market for modern aircraft, Boeing and Airbus. The public believes that aviation is as safe as it can be, that stringent regulations govern all aspects of it, and that no effort is spared to make flying safe. But there is disturbing news.
Investigator Chris Engels has been following these mysterious airline illnesses and has the latest.
New Jersey after
Two
fumes
British
in the cabin
Airways pilots from the south have died within weeks of each other after blaming exposure to aircraft fumes in the cockpit.
Macht Fliegen krank? Es gibt neue Studien, die das bejahen. Für Flugpersonal und auch für Passagiere. Es geht Nervengift in der Flugkabine.
Many crew members and passengers did smell the odor of engine fumes while flying, but the industry hesitates to say what chemicals were exactly released and inhaled aboard. And what are their effects? Renowned toxicologists are concerned.
Every time you breathe is a dose, it's an exposure.
Eyewitnesses give dramatic testimony of events encountered.
Mein erster Gedanke war eigentlich, so fühlt es sich an, wie wenn man vergast wird. Weil nichts mehr funktionierte. Der Körper war taub, war kribbelig, meine Beine haben versagt.
All are effects well known to be caused by organophosphates.
Organophosphates are warfare agents. We are breathing warfare agents when flying.
Pilots confirm the alarming rise of events.
We do have fume events on a daily basis.
But nothing is done despite scientists' warnings for decades.
This is a toxic oil. I wouldn't recommend anybody have any exposure to it, either drinking, eating or breathing.
In view of the severity of the clinical symptoms and the ensuing fate of the patients involved, I would say it's a dangerous material. It should be avoided as far as possible.
But the industry has other explanations.
Und wenn Menschen in einer Situation unruhig werden, weil sie glauben, dass sie vergiftet werden, dann kann das sehr schnell zu Hyperventilation führen.
So, it's just imagination.
And folks from the flight deck, we do understand that the smoke has gotten a little bit worse in the cabin there. We are getting priority handling into San Francisco. We should have you on the ground here very, very shortly.
Little is known about the effects of heated or pyrolyzed engine oil on humans, especially when inhaled in a pressurized aircraft cabin. But what is known sounds ominous.
They are the same chemicals like nerve gas. Exposure to these at a low level is a long-term effect that could be a lifetime problem.
Despite scientific studies and evidence, the aviation industry still denies the existence of an illness that 3 scientists in Australia, the US, and France already named in 1999, the Aerotoxic syndrome. And internal documents demonstrate that even aircraft manufacturers are well aware the problem of toxic cabin air is real.
They seem to contradict everything that the airline industry stands for in its worship of safety. They know it's true. Eventually, they know they will have to deal with it, but they're trying to buy themselves time.
Experts and insiders in the aviation field know that there is only one dreadful cause to prompt industry-wide changes, the so-called tombstone imperative.
Yes, well, bottom line is I think we are looking for a tombstone before anyone with any horsepower is going to take interest. But we have the tombstone now with Richard Westgate.
The fate and death of this pilot will now challenge the industry's defense against claims that toxic fumes may cause nerve damage and illness. Their only remaining argument is, no one can yet prove anything to the opposite. A pilot's last will puts such opinion to the test.
Richard said he would leave his body to scientific research into the aerotoxic syndrome and the contamination of aircraft cabin air.
But unfortunately, in this case, I exactly found what we were looking for, inflammation of the peripheral nerves.
Though industry representatives are discussing the issue, they still decline going public.
All they can do is to deny and deny and deny. And this doesn't look good on camera, and they know it.
For more than 2 years, we confronted manufacturers and airlines with facts and research. We traveled the world, covered forensic analysis, investigated near-air disasters, and took our own samples. As well, we spoke to insiders and victims of poisoning. This all to uncover the aviation industry's biggest secrets. How dangerous is toxic cabin air, and what can be done to correct the problem?